Alright guys, we are live. This is the S1P Gaming channel. I am S1P Gamer 1, the single player gamer, and today we're going to continue playing The Sinking City. We played about a little over an hour yesterday, and so we're going to continue on today. Where we left off, we found out that I think it's Albert Throgmorton we found his corpse. He was murdered. We're about to confront the killer, or at least I'm pretty sure he's the killer. And he's an Innsmouther, which is some type of fish person, from what I could gather. By the way, if the image is a little bit grainy, I apologize about that. We just don't have enough light. But let's go ahead and continue the game. Fast travel can be performed between phone booths you've discovered. That's good to know. Ammo is scarce. Well, that's not great, because in the last video I wasted a lot on a tiny little, I don't know what kind of, looked like an alien from the Alien franchise, a little head crab, or no, head crab is Half-Life, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so what I've gathered from this game so far is that it's definitely very atmospheric. It does a really good job of really putting you in the place, really putting you in Oakmont. I will say, at least from what I've gathered so far, that the protagonist seems a little bit boring, for lack of a better term, but maybe his character arc will get better as we go on through the game. But by the way, this game takes forever to load, and those textures are, there we go, load up. Alright, and it's just me today too. My brother is not here today, which is fine, because he believes that he was the smart one in figuring everything out last time, when in fact he wasn't. I'm just gonna say that.
Come closer, troubled soul. Let me tell you what your future holds.
You're some kind of fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh, it's so clear. Your path holds many surprises, newcomer.
Nonsense.
Generic, don't you think?
I see many things, boy, and I will tell you them in detail.
For a small fee.
Alright, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. After the flood, Oakmonters deal in the practical. Booze, smokes, and bullets. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't smoke.
You drink.
Some other time.
I'll come back.
Maybe.
As you wish.
I wonder what these drunk people are doing.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Ugh, I'll miss the Carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
Alright, so from what I gathered from the innkeeper here, the guy who murdered the other dude, who murdered Albert Throgmorton, is staying upstairs. And that's where we ended the last live stream.
What the? Get the... Oh.
What the? Get the... Oh. Alright. Hello, fish person. Are you here?
What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak
one
for now.
Creepy ass looking
You'll
dude.
hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Why?
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh,
It's
so you're
fishy.
here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that story.
No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
Yeah, he wasn't
Why?
found in the house.
Well, I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated
For
destroy.
lack of a better
We
term,
just
this
needed
guy.
a grand family sheltered us, but jobs, food, medicine. The city denied. Mortons in their high castle only made our life hard. Always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
Like, sounds like he wanted revenge. Yeah, head. Just one shot to the head.
One might start to wonder if it was...
I wasn't myself.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters who control most of the city.
And let me guess.
Sounds very complicated.
Right. Those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers. Did. Honest. Have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
Should I accept ammo? I think I should try and be a good detective,
You
so
think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
I don't think I should accept
Please,
bribes.
Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
And I need to get past that barrier that Throgmorton's guys are keeping me from going into the city more, so my internet should be just fine. Albert was murdered. Lewis was affected by him. Lewis was aware of his actions. Lewis was aware of what he was doing during the fight with Albert Throgmorton. Lewis was mentally affected. Lewis was mentally affected and couldn't entirely control his actions. So I gotta choose which one. Lewis was aware of his actions. I can either reveal Lewis's whereabouts to Robert Throgmorton or save him and lie to. Okay, I think it's about time to head back then. I can't get through these dudes unless I do something with this Throgmorton dude. I think I should just tell him.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. They sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive.
A wild
These
beast.
unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Yeah, but very good
Try
at
to
dodging
avoid
the
being
gunfire.
impossible.
I wasted pretty much all my bullets trying to kill that thing.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
He ain't happy.
Who is he?
Murderer is at the bar.
Suspected. The Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served.
He doesn't seem too sad
It's
that his
rare
son is
for a
dead.
newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Getting on the good side of the Grand
I hate
families.
to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Gay to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to shared visions of this place.
Indeed. Then our goals align. This inexplicable hysteria has spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Geological activity.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged
Professor Doe.
ruins with unnatural architecture, sleeping giants, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
I gotta find the others, I guess. Can you let me
Your
through the
son
gate,
was
though?
killed because the expedition uncovered something.
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
Yes, now just let me through the barrier so I can do this. Let's talk payment.
Expenses.
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
I agree. Give me ammo.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throckmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
Yes. Got some ammo. Oh, and another new gun. New case. Okay, there's that. What's that? What's that? What's that? I don't know. Alright. Wow, the gun is literally right in my face right now. Sorry about that, guys. It should disappear eventually, I think.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet?
That's why he was asking for a bullet, because that's what's now currency here. And now I can get into the town. And I'm having another weird vision, out-of-body experience type thing. My hat! Whoa! I'm having really, really bad dreams. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Old Grove. I kind of feel like a bad person, but I'm sorry, the guy killed somebody. I'm gonna be a good PI. I'm not gonna accept bribes or anything like that.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
My diary, part 1. I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops, only remember the screams and the metal creaking water filling the deck and my headache, the worst I've ever had. I found myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. A nearby piece of a boat helped me survive and reach the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half-mad, and babbling about the ancient ruins and their denizens. So it sounds like there might be some type of, like, underwater city or something. The officials said none of what I thought I'd seen was real, but my memories are true. My strange powers gained after that ordeal prove it. I found something horrible on that island, something old and dark and slithering. And it still haunts me. Lovely. A plea for help. Dear Mr. Reed, I understand you are the private eye that caught the murderer in the port. My life is in danger and I cannot trust anyone in this city. Please come to my room, which is just opposite yours. I am in despair. My studies have drawn the attention of vile forces. They stalk me and will take me soon. I have cast my lot and am beyond saving, but the 7 books must be saved at any cost. Even if I'm gone, find my notes there. This knowledge must not be lost, as it could be our kind's last hope for enlightenment. Please be the bearer of this light, for I have failed. And another new case. And a lot of good stuff. And more stuff. Antipsychotics. I have a feeling I might need those.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Oh, I got something new to wear. Wind coat or day wear? I think I like this one. Raids on Innsmouthers. The number of attacks on the Innsmouth immigrants has increased. Raids are intensifying with more and more Innsmouthers exposed to abuse and assault. Sometimes whole families are found dead in their houses. This place is nuts. Police are on the case with several illegal Innsmouther businesses captured and their owners sent to jail. This city ought to have been cleaned of these fish-faced scum long ago, said Robert Throgmorton, head of the Throgmorton Grand family. I regret only one thing. It all started too late. Had we not neglected our civic duties, my son Albert would still be here with us. Yeah, that doesn't sound like he's coping very well, actually. Note from Johannes Vanderberg. Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. I'm assuming that's how I got to the hotel. He must have found me and put me to bed. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Wow, they got me a plaque
Makes
really,
this
really
place feel
fast.
more like home. I miss Boston already.
Ain't exactly the nicest hotel. The wheeled home. I had a dream so real it still makes my hands shake. A huge Ferris wheel rose amidst the city. People got on and rode it higher and higher before jumping off at its peak. As the pile of corpses grew bigger, the crowd pushed me to the wheel. And then I saw a man with a leather bag. He was standing in the center of the wheel and reading from a book. His awful dirge was making the wheel rotate and dragging the crowd to their slaughter. Could this vision be real? I know there is a Ferris wheel at the park in western Old Grove near Century Avenue and Beacon Street. But where could the book be? Man, I have to read a lot. Bewitched Tome. The local legends may be more than mere superstition. A dozen witches were hanged on a huge apple tree that still grows near the cider mill. Among these documents is a confession. One of the witches said the devil himself granted them a book with words of power. This book hides itself from mortal eyes, waiting for the witches to be reborn and return to claim it. The witch who wrote this confession lived in eastern Reed Heights, somewhere north of the intersection of Communion Road and Museum Avenue. Could the book still be hidden there? Alright. How many of these are there? Are these the 7 books they're talking about? The hidden book. It took a lot of effort to track down this book. After being stolen from the Throgmorton Museum, it was bought by a local surgeon who was found dead in his house after the flood. I snuck in and checked out his place, but in vain. Still, there is somewhere else the tome may be. The private hospital in western Reed Heights. Sounds like Reed Heights might be the place to go, if possible. Where the surgeon worked has been abandoned. The archives say it is on Bourbon Road, between Innsmouth Road and Oak Street. And another one, Waiting Book. Building the church was his redemption. Day after day he worked without payment, carrying stones and putting them in the moist soil of Salvation Harbor. At night, when he returned to his house behind the church, he could not sleep. The book his ancestors brought across the ocean called. When the church was built, the priests found him hanged on the bell ropes. But the book is still waiting for someone to come and read it. His house is in central Salvation Harbor on the Old Church Road between Seven Oaks Street and Windheim Street. Still has a bad fame and no one wants to live there even after the flood. I don't blame them. Doesn't exactly sound great. There's 2 more. The Nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow Kings gang. They can't get here now. Now there's only me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out. This place sounds like it's got a lot of complicated stuff going on. Tome in the Ruins. Local women were talking about a ruined house in central Coverside, near the radio tower on the crossing of Landing Avenue and Kingsport Street. They said the ghosts of the house owner and his family still read the unholy book they kept. Several newcomers who tried to settle in those ruins have gone mad. And the last but not least, Book in the Bank. Talking with locals is never easy, but this old chap is one of the queerest yet. He was happy to talk about the book, but only laughed when I proposed to buy it. I left it in the most guarded place of the city and paid enough to keep it there until the world ends. This place is just nuts. All these people are just crazy. And if it is abandoned after the flood, even better. Ignorance is the best guardian. I'm guessing he meant the abandoned bank building in Northern Advent on Forefather Street between Helog Street and Windhalf Avenue. Alas, it would be too dangerous to go there by myself. Alright. Shell casings. Keep it down, Mr. Archer. I've seen you dragging things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave. Wow.
The door won't budge.
Alright. Up or down? I want to go up, actually, before I leave the hotel. Seeing as this is the last floor. Too many coincidences. So the lighthouse is out. Several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing, but now there's an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit from selling them. Can't be a coincidence, need to look into it. Now, if only the city wasn't so impossible to navigate. Probably should have had my flashlight on this entire time. Okay. Man, this place is a dump. Alright, can't go there. Is there really nothing in here? I feel like, why would they have this room if there's nothing here? I don't see anything though.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you though, mister, you want to stay on here, you stop making all that noise.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
I didn't do anything.
Got any proof it was me? It could have been one of my neighbors. I slept like a rock. I didn't hear a thing.
That's exactly what a newcomer would say. Your neighbors are respectable people and would never do such a thing. Don't think your yellow-clad patron means you get away with everything.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests.
No,
Probably
he's
the
not.
ones keeping you in business.
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
Thank you.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
New case. Letters from Oakmont. To my dear nephew, my dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods, which is another grand family, will be happy to help you. I have arranged for that. Regarding your question, I don't know where Robert went, sadly, only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in the property, but you're still my favorite nephew. I know the Devil's Reef is in good hands. Kind regards, Aunt Portia. I think it's Portia. Portia? Either way. Let's see. There's a letter. To Walter. Walter, Kay help you if you hear you're peddling your cheap, affordable living again. I could live with you renting out beast-ridden flop houses, but you're cutting into my profit. Don't make that mistake. I know you're on the fish market and I have dangerous people living here and I can send after you. You've been warned, Vic. That must be Victor, right? And another one. Darren, I think I'm finally starting to figure this out. Locals use signs to mark special places. Secret science holes used all over the country. What I learned is that the tradition dates back to times well before the flood. Okay, so this is telling me what all those shapes mean. You've seen the crooked H-shaped sign on doors around town. That means that the house is inhabited. Okay. Crosshatch grid sign marks hidden caches of useful items. The V-shaped sign is for barricaded, dangerous places. Good catch there, they say. Still haven't figured out the spiral-shaped sign, though. You'll have to investigate for yourself. And if you see a sign with a cross and 3 Ks, reach for the gun. Alright then. Holy crap, I just noticed that. That thing is a giant crab. Holy crap. Yeah, I'd like to sit right here and eat while that thing's above me. No thank you. Alright, so that means inhabited. That mark means inhabited. Did I miss anything back here? Doesn't appear so. Alright. Where are we on the map? Right on the Old Colony Street, which separates Coverside and Grimhaven Bay. Should probably look at my case book. Lost at Sea, yes. Robert Throgmorton gave me a key to the expedition's headquarters. It is in northern Coverside, at the crossroad of Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Yeah, we already know that. Okay, so Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Okay, what was it again? It's in Coverside at the intersection of Asher Road. There's Asher. And Hubert. So it's probably here? No. What did I just do? Place compass mark. There we go. Okay. Let's head over there. Man, this place really is flooded. But lucky for me, there's a boat. It's like New Venice. Alright. Oh, there's somebody else coming around the other side. Hello, good sir. Sirs? How are you? Fine. Don't say hi back. Where am I right now? Just gonna keep heading this way. I will say it takes a little while in this game, it takes a little while for things in the background to render. I think this is the street I want to be at. Looks like that guy's got the same kind of tattoos as the other crazy dude did. Alright, let's make our way. That dude is floating. Let's see if we can find this house really quick. All these people look kind of sick. Definitely sick. Gotta be coming up here soon. Wonder if all the cars just stopped working or something? Alright, so this is the corner of Asher and Hubbard. So it must be this house right here. Maybe not. Maybe there's a different way in. Or maybe this is it. Does it say specifically where it is in northern Coverside at the crossroad? Okay. He didn't have to use a key, so I don't know if this is exactly... Maybe it's... I think it's this one, actually. Oh, look, there's a squid on my face. Oh! Get off. Thank you. Alright. Got some interesting stuff here. Footprint.
Guess I don't need the key.
Oh. Hello? Thought I heard something. Divers with the bends can suffer from numerous symptoms. Yes. We know what the bends is.
Someone smashed it beyond repair.
A lot of cool stuff in here, though. My vision's getting kind of funky. Hello?
Can't say I ever saw another show like it.
According to our data, the places with paranormal activity have a strong, previously unidentified influence on the human mind. We have prepared a list of solutions, including meditative practices and a supply of sedatives, to prevent cases of madness among the expedition members. This reminds me kind of The Thing. I highly recommend discarding all those charms, amulets, and religious symbols which are of no use, and applying these scientifically valid methods of protection instead. H-Doe. So the H-Doe is the expedition team leader, if you... yeah, team leader, I guess. If that's how you want to say it. Ah, some metal scrap. I feel like I can hear something moving. H-Doe, anthropologist, the Oakmont University Department of Anthropology welcomes the newest addition to its ranks, Professor Harriet Doe. Her brilliant discoveries about the origin of Inuit tribes have added a new page to the history book of humanity. Now Professor Doe will embark on a new expedition to hopefully shed light on the source of the flood, and in doing so shed light on what may yet be to come. Ooh, what's this? It's another shell.
These samples glitter in a weird way. I wonder where they came from.
So do I. Fisherman reports. L. Sullivan and B. Morgan, local fishermen, report numerous large bubbles and an unbearable stench rising from the bottom of the sea. Bought a sample of a weird substance floating in the ocean from J. Harvey. He claims he found it among numerous dead and strangely deformed fish. The fish were taken for analysis. Several locals mention a rock that rose from the seabed, making the fog shine in different colors. The witnesses felt sick and dizzy for 2 or 3 days after the incident. L.P. Stern got severe burns after chiseling off a part of the rock in his basement. Samples taken for analysis. So it almost sounds like some type of chemical or something in the water. Am I missing anything? Did I get anything good? Ah. Here we are. This is trippy as hell. And there's something chasing me. Holy crap, dude's shooting at me. Ow. Come back here. Take that. It's an Innsmouther trying to kill me. Is that thing still down here? I should probably use one of these bad boys. Much better. What was that guy doing down here?
Guess this helmet's beyond repair.
Seriously though, why was this guy hiding down here? Partially burned cargo manifest. A bunch of different stuff. What is that? Aha.
Grab the papers, smash the rest.
I wonder what kind of thing that is.
Dagon.
Gesundheit.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Okay. Anything upstairs? Oh no, there's one right here. Kick down the door.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
Time to figure this out.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
2.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
3. Because then they bring the papers down.
Dagon.
Because then they bring the papers down here to burn.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Several men broke into the expedition headquarters. What they didn't smash, they burned. The archives, even the newspapers.
Bay burned documents. The expedition headquarters is vandalized. Burned newspapers. The expedition archive is lost, but I still have clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Grimhaven Bay. There might be recent postings or ads about the freighter in the Oakmont Chronicle. The expedition archive is lost, but I still have clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Grimhaven Bay. Yeah. Innsmouth's broke into the expedition. Several men with Innsmouth syndrome broke into the expedition headquarters and destroyed everything in sight. They burned most of the expedition archives, scientific research, interviews with locals, blah-de-blah-de-blah. So basically, I feel like the Innsmouthers, since they come from the sea, they have some special connection to this K person, I feel like.
Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition?
Sorry to say, yes. Oh, there's some sunlight. think. Okay, I think this is as good a spot as any to stop the live stream. So thanks for watching, guys. And we will be doing another live stream of this game pretty soon, I'm guessing. So thanks for watching.